That's 800-217.
Issue with crime. Then you change your mind, then your
Driving down the road at night, I'm alone.
Well, hello there again. We got a little bit of delay on the monitor here, so like when I speak, it's really strange how this is working. I don't know. Let me pan down the audio so I don't step on myself here. But I've got Lloyd going over to my left. Hi everybody. This is not the normal night for me. This is really weird to be on a Friday night. I normally am on Saturday, but I've got something going on tomorrow. I think it all depends on the weather, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully, there we go. Yeah, you guys can hear me. Sounds good. So I don't know what to do tonight. I am so flustered because it's a Friday night and I don't normally do this on a Friday night. So if it seems like it's a bit amateur tonight, I'm really sorry. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, I need to recut that one with the other one. I have another video that I recut for the intro for the special broadcasts, but I do need to recut that intro. But I'll get to it one of these days. The DX season's winding down as far as AM, I think. Usually it goes till April for me, and that's when FM season starts kicking in. So we've only got a few more left of these broadcasts, and I might do something during FM season. Who knows? We might. It's going to be a mess because of copyright, but we might try to do something during skip season, sometime in May. But I see you guys in the chat. I got Lloyd over here on my phone. So hopefully we have a good night. Lloyd's still going over there. You can see his video down here on the bottom. I know we're getting a little laggy tonight. I can see it lagging a little bit. Let me put this at 480 so it's not as laggy for you guys. But like I said, I normally do this on Saturdays. It's normally Saturday night DX, but because I have something going on tomorrow, I will be indisposed at the moment. So we saw Lloyd just announce about an hour ago or so that the frequency of the week is 560 and 1570. There's also the European 9 kilohertz frequencies that you can check out on his website, dxcentralonline.com. It's 558 and 1566 through 1575. So basically for us, it's 560 and 1570. Of course, you had to do it, man. You had to. You had to pick a frequency that has my local on it. Of course you did, Lloyd. So let's fire up the SDR here. I got to fix that scroll on the bottom because it's from the KDWN broadcast that we did earlier. Hold on a minute. Pay no attention to that thing on the bottom. I didn't have time this afternoon to fix it. Won't let me select it. Come on. There you are. Yeah, pay no attention to that scrolling thing on the bottom there. That's driving me nuts. There we go. I'll turn it off. So yeah, 1570 and 560. Am I frozen on his broadcast? Oh, that's weird. Like I'm in 3 different places here. I'm to my left, I'm in the middle, and that's weird. We're playing Knifey Spoony. It's weird that you say that because I just watched Puss in Boots. It's on Peacock. The new movie Puss in Boots. The Last Wish. I watched it for the second time. My wife had never seen it, and she's a big fan of cats, and so am I. I mean, I have 2 cats, so. All right, so 1570 actually tonight is not bad as far as interference. I have a local here, KDIZ. It's about 7 miles away. Knifey spoony. That's funny. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? I mean, I am trying not to peg the meter. I noticed I did that last time. The SDR is probably a little bit quiet. Let me know how the audio levels are. Just too amateur. Yeah, I am an amateur. I will admit it. I'm not Lloyd level sophisticated over here. I believe what we're hearing is my local KDIZ. It's the talker there. I'm going to be saying that for a while. By the way, today's broadcast is brought to you by Mountain Dew Code Red. I haven't had a beer in, God, 2 or 3 weeks. Not intentionally, but I haven't had a beer in a couple weeks. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Depends on how you look at it. Dealing tabs. Later tonight, when Lloyd's done over on his stream, we're going to take a look at Live on Patrol, which comes to us here from Ramsey County, Minnesota. It's just to the southeast of me. Live on Patrol, one of my favorite channels here on YouTube. They don't need a lot of promotion. They've got a huge following, more so than any of us here. But I just love Live on Patrol. So I saw Lloyd was looking at earlier. He was looking at the coverage maps of frequencies here. As far as like what you can hear on 560. Of course, during the day on 560 I have WEBC from Duluth. Used to be sports, or they are a sports station now, but they used to be like Sasquatch 106.5. It was like a classic rock station. I mean, look at that. It just throws right at Winnipeg, and I'm sure this one goes over the pole. But a little farther south, I mean, we don't hear them as much here in the cities. I mean, they're there, but they're not strong. The one I'm thinking that's going to be the big pest here is WIND 560 from Chicago. And they're always there. I mean, they're probably there right now. I can check. Let me go down to 560. The lower part of my band, my antenna doesn't do very well on the bottom of the band. That's why I was kind of like cringing when Lloyd announced this frequency. The lower part of my band, my antenna sucks. So you're hearing 560 right now. I realize the audio is kind of low because it's really loud in my headphones. But yeah, WIND is going to be the big problem here in the Twin Cities. A lot of you will be hearing KWTO. I know Stephanie's from out there in California. She might have these 2 stations, KSFO from San Francisco and KBLU. Maybe from San Diego. That'll be for you, for your area, Stephanie. Yeah, I've heard KWTO from here as well. And you can see my wow. I didn't realize I was stuck on that. Some of you might be hearing KLVI. Of course, that's probably what Lloyd's going to hear down there in Louisiana. He'll probably hear that one. I don't think do I have WBHQ? Let me look at my log really quick. Where are they from again? Tennessee. By the way, my logs are online at ubstudios.com if you don't know that already. I am eventually going to be transitioning these to Google Sheets, because this website has gotten so big and it's all HTML and it's all old school HTML. Really hard to maintain. The website just gets so slow. It gets big. I don't have that station. WHBQ. Since conditions are not the greatest tonight, Memphis, yeah. See, they're 5,000 watts. I'm really surprised I don't have that one. Let me pull up my stream here so I can see the chat. Like I said, we're gonna go to live on Patrol once Lloyd's show is over. There, now I can see the chat. I can see you guys.
They don't do anything without a purpose. They will strategize and strategize and strategize.
I don't know, the band's getting a little better. This is WIND Chicago.
Upset with themselves if they didn't do it for Hillary. In this article, Mr. Basham points out
this one's always here.
And let me also refer you to the book Rigged by Molly
You can see how
Hemingway,
massive
talking about the
signal
Zuckerberg.
WCCO has
In
right
this
now.
article, he says
830 there.
Trump got 11 million more
There's
votes
a reason
in
for that.
2016,
Particular
the
reason.
third
Oh, let's be top of the hour.
largest, and he compares
I
it
just
to
saw the little
Obama,
alert go to
who
the
in
top of the hour.
2012 got 3.5 million fewer votes.
There's a
He
reason that
talks about how the
WCCO
Catholics,
is so
more
strong right
Catholics
now.
supported Trump than
Not
ever
only because
before,
they're
the
2 miles
highest
away,
number. More rural
also the
whites,
grounding on
working
my
class,
my
supported
wire
Trump than higher before.
is under
The
snow
failure-
right
the
now,
failure of signatures on
and the ground is
ballots.
frozen.
I'm telling you, what I'm trying to
I have
say
a
is the
4
Democrats
foot
have perfected the
copper
strategy. They didn't start
ground
in
going
when
down.
Trump was elected. They started years
And because
ago,
it's
and
been
they
so
have
cold
just
here,
been
because we've had such a bad winter,
until they finally got
I
it
don't
right
think
with
the ground
Biden.
is working
This
as well as it
COVID did
could.
have to, and I guarantee, no matter
I mentioned a
who
couple
is
of
gonna be in
broadcasts
that
ago
office,
that I went
for
out there
the
with some
Republican
boiling
side,
hot
they
water
are
and I
going
poured
to
it right on the
have this
ground, and that
strategy
kind
going
of
again.
lowered
So
the
we
noise
have
floor a
got
little
to
bit
match their game with
and lowered
their
WCCO
what they're
splatter,
doing.
but they
Because
are
in
just
California already, the
monster
Republicans
signal.
are winning. We had a warning
Even 2 miles
here
away, I
because
mean,
they
it's
have
just
gotten a hold to what the
ridiculous
Democrats
how
are doing,
strong they
and
are.
now they
And you can see
they're
that
winning.
wide
And now the
swath
Democrats are upset. They're
and what they
trying to
take
sue
out. I mean,
because
it's just destroys the band here.
bench and runs right back up the tunnel.
It's the Timberwolves right now. They're running Timberwolves.
they're doing, and our side needs to match what they're doing, and then go above.
So we're going to hear WIND's ID here,
Listen, thanks so much
unless
for
we go up to
calling in.
57.
I agree with a
Let's go
lot
up
of
to
what you
57.
said.
It's better,
It's really
more interesting frequency.
Glad the budget may not pass. We've got that. I got a whole bunch of stuff for you as well. The 2A headline. Stick with us another hour.
Oh, I'm getting a phone call.
But Nebraska, right, he says we're built explicitly designed to keep these fossil energy production at the expense of our energy security. As you can see, that is despite partisan conflicts with energy policy and engaging in what he calls a diplomatic manipulation of the world. On action report.
Sorry about that, folks. We're back. Yeah, I got a call from my brother. Those of you who are on, this is totally off topic. This doesn't deal with DX. Those of you who are on, who have Verizon Wireless, how much do you believe that they're overcharging you? Do you believe that Verizon is ripping you off? I'm just curious because we feel like we're being ripped off. We have 2 lines, and they're charging us like $160 for 2 lines, 2 paid off phones. This phone right here is 4 years old. It's a S9 Plus, and I'm paying $160 for it. I realize, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings as far as Verizon, but I realize that they have like a huge network, and they have all this coverage and everything, and they're great out west. But $160 for 2 lines for 2 paid off phones? I think I'm being ripped off. So I have an appointment with him tomorrow, and I think I'm gonna definitely get the bill knocked out. Otherwise, we're going to T-Mobile. I'm so sorry. I'm so tired of getting ripped off by Verizon. Anyway, that's off topic. So I was looking at the map. I just showed it to you. Oops, that's me. Let's look at the coverage map here. So I'll tell you here, WKBH, these are night patterns, by the way. WKBH I've heard in the mornings around sunrise. Of course, KDIZ is my local. They get out farther during the day. I'll show you the day patterns here in a minute. KAKK is really rare here. I think that's, yeah, from Walker. WLKD is more common. Minneapolis. I hear them almost every time I do a recording. I need a new phone. My phone is 4 years old. WSCO sometimes comes in the mornings. A lot of these stations are possible during SRS, Sunrise Skip. Of course, KFRL, or WRFRL, sorry, Freeport, Illinois, that's a monster. Just look at the size of this coverage. This is WFRL. Look at the size of this. It's a monster. If my brother's still watching, this is one he should be able to hear out in Wyoming. They are an utter beast. In fact, we're still on 1570. They might be part of that jumble that you're hearing. WBGX is also rare from Chicago. Of course, you can see the pattern. They kind of point away from us. I mean, they're pointing north, but not a lot of the power comes this way. Let me see what else is out there. I don't have a lot on 1570. See, I have Xfinity too. I have Comcast, and Comcast doesn't do that. Comcast doesn't rip me off. I have really good internet. I think, anyway. I'd like to think. KMCD is sometimes in there. They ID right at the same time as my local. So you can always hear, like, we live here too. That's KMCD. What else have I think I've heard KVTK from South Dakota, Yankton, a couple times. Maybe KNDY? I'll have to check my log. Yeah, I've heard KNDY. Heard it back the first time back in February of last year. What else? KBCV is very, very, very rare here. Very rare. What was the Mexican station that was on 1570? XCRF? Yeah, I'm gonna call... Yeah, CenturyLink sucks, by the way. I'm gonna call... Or I'm gonna tell Verizon, if they're not willing to lower my bill tomorrow, because I have an appointment tomorrow, if they're not willing to lower my bill, I'm going to switch to T-Mobile. Port my number over. T-Mobile's coverage has gotten better. I was more worried about it going out west. Because, like, they used to not have coverage in Wyoming. They used to have nothing. There was no T-Mobile in Wyoming. And that's where my parents live. So I need that coverage out there. But they've gotten quite a bit better. Verizon's just too expensive. CenturyLink sucks. I have Xfinity, Comcast basically on this at home. By the way, I don't know if you've noticed right below me here, I have a new Instagram channel, this thing right here. It's just going to be used specifically for DX stuff. You probably can't hear me doing it. It's just going to be used specifically for DX stuff. I'm going to put like RDS captures there, pictures of my antenna, things like that. It's right down here on Instagram. I have two Instagrams, but that one's going to be used for radio. Of course, I post my stuff about radio on Twitter too, if you're on the Bird social media, the cesspool that is Twitter. God, 1570 sounds like a jumble right now. Take off noise reduction so it sounds a little crisper. Yeah, out west you're kind of screwed as far as internet providers. When I lived in Wyoming, all we had was CenturyLink and a local cable company. And of course, because I was single bachelor, I chose DSL and it sucked. CenturyLink. God. Talk about one of the worst companies in the world. CenturyLink takes the bill. Let's go back down to 560 and see what that looks like right now.
But if you're using kind of, percentage style, it's a very
like I said, this is mostly just going to be WIND for me. It's very hard for me to hear other things on 560, but I have a 560.
Begins, and it's a criminal trial. I want to make that clear, folks. Usually when you're talking NDAs, you're talking civil disputes. You're talking about a criminal trial that would likely go into
KWTO Springfield.
Debate start in August. Oh yeah, this was
KMON Great Falls, Montana. That was back in 2016. Wow, that's an old one.
Potentially try to derail whatever momentum could be happening, because a lot of resources
CFOS Owen Sound, Ontario.
Yeah, that's right. Financials tied.
We were on Day Power. That was 2020. Of course, Cuba, Radio Rebel Day, CMIA. Radio Rebel Day. That was last year.
I don't know if you're going to care about the conviction.
KLZ Denver, Colorado.
The imagery is bad, and then the timing, I think,
of course, this one you're hearing right now, WIND,
You're heading into now having an earlier debate season than maybe ever before.
WRDT Monroe, Michigan.
In August of this year. We're talking about, what, 6 months from now.
in my car.
We'll be into the debate season for the Republicans.
WEBC Duluth, I mentioned earlier, that's about it.
And like you said, I don't think there's been a
that
poll,
is all she wrote.
That doesn't have, love him or hate him, that doesn't have him in the lead.
Well, you did hear that I got apparently a new country. I didn't know the Virgin Islands was a country. I thought it was a territory, a U.S. territory. I got that one earlier this week on the 6th. I also heard WLTH Gary, Indiana on the 7th.
I guess for Trump supporters, my question
that one's like
would
only
be,
9 watts at night. I'm surprised I heard that one. A couple of us here in the city heard that one at the same time.
Or would you say, I've got to jump ship because I got to make sure whoever
2 days ago, in the morning I got KWBW in Hutchinson, Kansas on 1450.
If an indictment actually comes out, I think it's still so absurd
towards the beginning of the month. Of course, KDWN's DX test. You can find the video here on my channel. We heard that one.
President of the United States, a former president of the United States.
A couple days after that, I got Highland Park,
issues that are 10 and 12
Texas
and
on
15 years
1160
old,
at KRDT, I think
that
it
we
is.
all know about that have been
So
discussed.
that's what I got.
This one
I would have updated the ticker on the bottom, but I
everybody knows the names
neglected to do
here,
that this
but it's
afternoon. I
really
don't know
not
why.
about that. It's about what else can we find? What kernel of some kind of something could we try
All
to
right,
convince
so
a grand
Lloyd's,
jury
looks
that's
like
criminal?
Lloyd's heading
And
out,
then we
so
can
here pretty soon.
prosecute Donald Trump and put him on trial. And I think that is,
Check
again,
out,
very...
Live on Patrol.
When we talk about the weaponization of law enforcement, this is yet another example of weaponizing law enforcement against leading politicians, which about half the country
Okay,
did
let me
support,
change this out.
and a good chunk of the country still supports.
Is he still
Like
alive?
Logan
Is Lloyd
said, it
still
would be
alive?
likely if the election primaries were held today, Donald Trump would be the nominee for the Republican Party. I
Guys,
don't know
is
if that'll
Lloyd
be
over
the
there
case
still alive?
ultimately after everybody's had their time to
It's
run
weird,
and
'cause I'm
people
like,
like
I'm seeing
DeSantis
a
can
delay
close
on
the
this
gap.
stream here.
But if it was held today, let's all just be honest. If you're a
Looks like he's
Republican or a
done.
Democrat, like Trump
thought he
or
was
not,
done for a second there.
he would win the Republican nomination.
Weird.
Yeah, likely. If it was a national,
If you guys have
it
Lloyd
wasn't
over
broken down to the way
opening
we have
another
to do
tab, let me
primaries,
know if
I think
he's
it was
still
just
alive, because I'll
essentially
keep
a
him up as long as he's
pre-election
live.
I think you'd probably
But
have it
you
at a
don't
pretty
need to
wide
view
number.
me.
Yeah, again, whether you like that or not, I think that's just the case. Even from just name recognition.
You don't need to view
That's
me
why these
over
other
there on
candidates
double,
need to
like a
start getting their
double.
name out there more and being
That's
available.
weird.
We've seen just a couple. We've seen Nikki Haley, and we've
change
seen
this.
one other who has who is announced that I can't even recall.
He's
I
done.
couldn't even recall his name.
So
I'm
let's
afraid.
go
But
to
that doesn't come from a political
Live on
background at
Patrol.
all. No, that's what I'm saying. Is you'll start hearing these names a lot more in the next 6 weeks or so. Even the declaration
This is,
of Joe Biden
Ramsey
running
County
officially
Sheriff.
will need to happen in the next 6 weeks or so. Yeah, initially that was supposed to happen in February. Then all the classified
see how
document stuff started
snowy it is
happening. So
here
now
in
we're
the
into
Twin
March.
Cities.
So that, and I think it'll have to be right next. I think next month is probably
Yes,
the
yes.
likelihood. If Joe Biden's running again, which it sounds now like
It's
he
supposed
is,
to snow tomorrow.
that in April you will get an announcement. Yeah, I don't think they
It's
have
supposed to
anyone
get
else
another 4 to 6 inches.
who's really
Tomorrow's
ready.
supposed to be nasty.
They've always floated out there the Michelle Obamas and some of that. I think it's a hard road to convince her of that. And I think for the others, you're
I
also
really
talking
don't think
about
we're going
the
to hear
fact
anything else on
that he took down Donald Trump once.
560 tonight.
I believe they probably could potentially do it again.
Oh, that
However,
guy's voice just
looking
cracked.
at this,
You didn't hear that guy's voice just crack. Thanks, Lloyd. You guys are awesome. Maybe I should do this on Friday night more often, but I'll go on a little bit later, like 9:15 or so. I wish I could do like a poll. Let's see. Should I do more live broadcasts on Friday instead of Saturday? Friday. Saturday. There. I threw up a poll on the chat. Charlie's in trouble and a little girl may die. Can you guys see the polls? I only see the option for Friday. Friday, getting down on Friday. Do you guys remember that song, Rebecca Black? God, she got the crap into the stick. Also, if you're just joining me, you can follow me on Twitter, Ubstudios. I post most of my logs on there. Unless they're to me, they're not that fancy logs. Like, if I find a log worthwhile posting on Twitter, I'll post it on there. But you can see my logs. You can see my discussion with other DXers, including Lloyd and Les Rayburn. My opinions about the weather, because the weather Twitter, I don't know what's going on over on weather Twitter, but weather Twitter is just crazy this past couple weeks. It's like guys like wanting to fight each other over there. I'm so glad that DX Twitter is much more civil. Yeah, this is kind of cool. Although it creates more work for me because I have to edit graphics right before I go live, and we don't know what the frequency of the week is until Lloyd announces it. So I have to edit graphics right before I go live. You did forget the excuse me. You did forget the tweet of the week. How dare you? How dare you, Lloyd? KMCD. I'm going to switch over to your SDR, Joy. Your SDR seems to be a little bit more hotter than mine tonight. Alright, so mute that. This, that's about the same. You're a little bit farther away from KDIZ than I am. I didn't see the response to the poll. Let me look it back here. Back up, back up, back up, back up. You could do magic. You could do anything. Ooh, what's the music there? Interesting, you got some music there. This is a Kiwi in Roseville, Minnesota, about I don't know, 10-15 miles to the southeast of me. If you were to picture what the Twin Cities being a big circle, it's almost right in the middle of the circle. Just outside the middle of the circle. This is my friend Jacob's Kiwi. He's got an awesome loop on this thing. I love this Kiwi. This is one of my favorite Kiwis. There's also Bike Dork. It's been an immense help. I mean, I'm so grateful that we have these resources here. Sounds like gospel. What is that? It sounds like gospel in there. Do you hear that? Good old radio locator. There's a country. It could be country. See, that's what I mean when I was saying WFRL. Yeah, that was WFRL. You can hear that. Where are you? That's country, yeah. It's WFRL Freeport. So there's one for the challenge. At least it's not Conway Twitty. It'd be funny if it was Conway Twitty. Oh, I keep forgetting about Slack. God, that'd be terrible. That would be bad if that was Conway Twitty. I'm going to switch over back to my SDR to see if you can actually hear this country music coming up. Now you're hearing the audio from my SDR. Yeah, I think it's Ellen. My wife would know. She's good with country. My favorite classic country artist is George Strait. Garth Brooks is good too. I like a lot of older country, like Tanya Tucker. Tanya Tucker. So I'm gonna post sometime this week, and I'm gonna post a picture of my FM antenna over on the Ubstudios Instagram here. You can see right below my head. I only have one follower myself on there right now. I just started it this afternoon, so follow me on Instagram. Jacob, you got a lot of noise on your SDR right around 1570. I like Alan Jackson too. I believe it's one of my friends in Georgia. He's actually a DJ for a radio station. I can actually hear WFRL on my SDR too. You can hear it in there. It's right there. One of my friends in Georgia knew Alan Jackson personally. Goes down there all the time and does like relief and stuff, but of course he's been having some health problems a lot lately. There's a couple music stations. This is my SDR, by the way, you're hearing. There's a couple stations on there. Coming up. WG Music RDA. That was one I didn't have too. Oh, that is killing me there. WGBX right now is airing a talk program, like a guy talking. We love Bill. Bill's the right-hand man. San Manuel takes wind out. Takes the wind out of its sails. Let's try that. I'll show you something here on Jacob's SDR here. Of course, we have to mute that and go to the web. The wonderful thing about these Kiwis.
Only option is let's just increase interest rate.
SDR Uno has not figured out how to do this yet, but if you have an SDR or an RSP Duo, you could probably do this with phasing in. I know Lloyd was talking about that earlier. Having two receivers and two different antennas, you could phase stuff out. But Kiwis can do it. Watch this.
Unemployment numbers, while those are the one side show an uptick in the unemployment's low, more people getting hired. We still know those wages.
So you could knock down WIND pretty good.
While they are taking jobs because they got to pay their bills, at the same time,
God, you guys are talking about FMDX. You're getting me ready for the season. Don't get me wrong, I love AM. I will stand by and defend AM probably for the rest of my life, but FM is so much fun. So who's coming up under WIND? I wonder who that is. Let's find out. It's probably KWTO. WIND is the high talker guy.
And you're right, paychecks are keeping up with inflation.
Oh, of course, their stream doesn't work.
We left years ago to started just what they are today. So trying to buy their first thing, it's going to cause
by stupid people. Bongino. I'm sorry, not all of them. I mean,
Bongino.
military people out there.
I don't think that's KWTO. I think that's something else.
about the folks you know in these big cities.
Who would that be?
Pompeo, former director of the CIA.
I love this channel nodal. That's awesome.
Which was pretty interesting to see the lead secretary.
Would it be KLZ?
Committee on the
Could it be KLZ?
We saw Democrats. This was interesting. Repeatedly
Radio locator sucks.
Nicholas Cage, who was one of the first.
I mean, there is an app that you can download.
If it's not controlled early on, weeds become unruly in a garden, causing damage to plants.
I don't think it's KLZ. There is an app that I recommend for you guys. It's called Radioland. Unfortunately, it does only FM, but it's extremely helpful. Check it out in your app store for your phone. Radioland.
We've got to be able to hold accountable.
It's created by a WTF, well, partially maintained by a WTFDA member out in Washington State. But this is an example of channel null on a Kiwi. Right click on the Kiwi waterfall.
We knew in March of 2020, 3 years ago now, that the dang virus came from the lab. And the fact that the progressive left is trying to give the Chinese Communist Party a free pass on this is absolutely boggling to me.
Good thinking there, Jacob. Thanks for that. I didn't know you could do that. That's awesome. See, I'm learning things every day. I think that every way I'm getting better and better. I don't believe it's any of these stations. What is WIND doing right now?
The world, and they have to be held accountable for that. And as long as you have Democrat Congress people who are going to come after reporters who are just reporting, we can't protect America from this happening.
Okay, the guy on the phone is WIND.
You know, it happens to a reporter. It happened to Dr.
So
Redfield.
our Noel is not doing as well.
Yesterday in the broadcast, but you brought it up, Secretary Pompeo. Was this idea that when he testified with Congressman Jordan, and he said
this requires a lot of playing with.
Snow from Dr. Fauci that he received from another doctor that was close to Fauci said this doesn't look like an evolutionary kind of virus. It looks like something created in the lab.
There is some music under there too on 560.
This would be tough to happen in nature, but certainly we could do this easily in the lab. And Redfield both times said it was never scared.
Gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road.
They were silencing the CDC director.
They had a vested interest in that, Jordan. Dr. Fauci knew that there was his money from his organization at NIH, a fellow named Peter Daszak.
It just isn't the night for doing things, for getting things underneath things.
Dr. Fauci folks.
Scratchy here on 1570. What I love about Kiwis as well is the SAS mode. And Kiwis can also do AM stereo. If you do one more click here, like say we have a local station here, 540 WXYG. That's actually them right there. They're in stereo, by the way. You're hearing AM stereo. If you guys have good speakers, you can hear the separation. I don't want to stay on here long to get a copyright strike though, so I'm going to get off of this pretty soon, but just showing you what the Kiwis are capable of. Sounds like Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan from WXYG, St. Cloud, or Sauk Rapids, Minnesota, in stereo. There's no way I could hear that on my wire. My wire sucks for lower, like I said, it sucks for lower frequencies. Next year, I am going to invest in better antenna stuff. It could be K-Mon. I didn't think of that. All right, go back to mine. I can kind of hear it. Of course, it's not in stereo on my SDR. So I was saying earlier, WXYG, or not WXYG, WCCO is really strong tonight. I think because my ground is crap again. Should be a simple fix. I need to get this down a little bit to between 20 and 30 dBm. If it's down to 20 to 30 dBm, it's a little bit more manageable. It doesn't quite clog up the band like it does. Bob Dylan, a Minnesota man. Yes, he is. What? The Timberwolves are down by 1? They're not losing extremely bad? That's... okay. I swear I just heard an ID in there. There was something in there. We're going to also check the... I also wanted to look at shortwave tonight before we get out of here. I think I'm going to end the broadcast at about 10 o'clock tonight. Saturday's winning right now? It's weird. I can't see the results of the poll in full. But Saturday is sitting at 60%, so you guys want me to keep doing Saturday? Or do you want me to do Friday? You want me to go live right after Lloyd's done? Because, I mean, I can do Friday night as long as I'm not busy. There's no shirt off my back if I do Friday night. And it looks like Live on Patrol froze. No, they're just at a stoplight. I'm really hoping my internet didn't drop. I think I would have seen it. No, we're still live. I wanted to take a look at shortwave while we're at it too. True value ad. True Value is not a hardware store we have here in the cities. I mean, there might be one somewhere, but I don't know them to advertise on KDIZ.
Ready for a great night on the town? Then go to country.com and register for $100 gift cards to Roper's Maple Legal. That's right, BZ Media, the Village of Godfrey, and Roper's Art. Use this chance to win big. You can cash in on great food, great music, and a great
I'm listening to the ad.
Roper's visiting the store. Just go to godfrey.com and register to win. So it's that easy. So what are you waiting for? And while you're there, be sure to explore early to enjoy it in Godfrey, Illinois.
Of course it fades out right around the time the ads into the mush again. Yeah, I know, Jacob, you were going crazy with single sideband TV or whatever it is. Slow, no, it's not single side. God, I am not a good DXer. Oh, that was embarrassing. Slow scan TV. Single sideband TV. It's Friday night, I'm tired. It's been a long week. Slow scan TV. Welcome to the More on DX show. That's me, I'm the More. Alright, let's go look at shortwave. Let's get off of this. Let's get off of this band. See what the wire can do on shortwave. I I miss my my loop. I gave my loop to my brother because he didn't really have an antenna for his SDR. But I miss it. I can tell you this afternoon, actually this morning, I heard this particular station right here. I heard it on 15 kilohertz or millihertz. So the MUF was up to 15 millihertz this morning, if not above it. I know it was above it.
Inventory, manages schedules, customizes orders, plus all the regular
my website open to find out what the stuff is.
Make coffee. Nah, that's your job. From point of sale to quick loans, we have many ways to make your business boom. That's
Could be a
what US
bleed from
Bank
the
is for.
AM here.
US Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender member FDIC.
Oh, this is WCCO bleeding over. That's the problem with living so close to an AM station. Hey, there's CHU Canada. I went to Nova Scotia on my honeymoon in 2017, and it was massively strong up there. I mean, obviously because it comes from Ottawa, but it was so strong you wouldn't believe. Yes, I did DX on my honeymoon. So now we're getting to the populated part of the band here. And I can tell you what these stations are because I've seen these before.
At Twitter. And then I found, this is why, I found Alex Berenson's...
Pop that radio with the force!
What he found out is that Scott Gottlieb worked hard and Twitter implied it was
this
like...
This is WRMI. Wait. Let me double check the frequency. 4840. This is WWCR from Nashville. Nashville, Tennessee.
This is 3 days after the military vaccine mandate came out.
Yeah, see, my cousin has done that. My cousin who got me into AM, I've mentioned this on Twitter, my cousin's kind of responsible for me listening to AM radio. He takes his radio on cruises and stuff like that. He goes on cruises more than a lot of people do. And he takes his radio on cruises and always DXs from the balcony and stuff like that. He says you can't do it from the room. Too much interference. But you can do it from the deck. I actually started doing shortwave more than I did AM when I was a kid. Shortwave was always a lot of fun, and I sent a lot of QSLs. Got a lot of replies from international broadcasters and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun because back then the internet didn't exist, so or it did, but it was primitive. The internet, you couldn't look up who was broadcasting, you had to listen for an ID. Yes, I'm that old. WWV's coming in really good tonight. Except we got some Morse code right below WWV. This is Cuba. 5025 is Radio Rebelde, actually. You can match some of the AM stations to this one. If you get Cuba on AM, you can hear it on shortwave as well. They always have lively music. Sometimes they have, like, loud propaganda. Ooh, look at this massive signal here on 5050. Yes, Billy Idol. Who is this? Who is this? This one I might have to look up. Oh, this is from Morristown, Tennessee. WWRB. That's brand new. I don't have that one. WRMI Legends? It is? Okay, maybe this website is wrong. This website says WWRB. Okeechobee. Okay. Good to know. I'm going to have to keep that one in mind. Keegan. WRMI runs it now. Okay. You were right. You were right. Thanks a lot. Good signal though. Let's see how wide I can get this. I'm probably going to get a copyright strike right here. Probably not. Okeechobee, Florida, folks. Shortwave. Thanks for that.
Attitude problem.
5085.
And he says,
used to be
Peters has got an attitude problem. It's like, you can take it or leave it.
It probably,
but isn't that the attitude that Christ had with truth here in this story?
The big one, WTWW.
He didn't go crying out after him. I'll tell you this, he didn't go house.
They used to broadcast music here. Now it's a religious broadcaster. They went away and then they came back.
Out there's no sense of begging people to have truth.
Dogs don't know it's not bacon.
No, he just stood there. If you don't want to buy, fine, no sale.
Shortwave is just Shortwave has always been a mystery to me. I love Shortwave.
I wonder how many people would criticize.
It's like a forgotten band, but I love it.
Hey, don't have Jesus come from your area to speak. Why? He'll scare people.
What is 5130? Oh, it is broadcasting from Morriston? This is WBCQ right here on 5130, Monticello, Maine. Have you guys ever Google a picture of their antenna? In fact, I might be able to show you. Hold on, I'll show you. I'll show you what their antenna looks like. Check this out. This is WBCQ Maine. One of the coolest looking antennas I've ever seen. Beautiful landscape. I do want to go to Maine one of these days. I've heard it's really pretty in the fall. But it's such an awesome looking antenna. It kind of reminds me of the Duga array in Russia, just a lot smaller. Such a cool looking antenna though. That's awesome. So that video is on YouTube. You can check it out. Thanks to this person, BLoudUSW9SN. Shot that drone video of shortwave station in Maine, Monticello. Pretty area though, very beautiful area. Definitely makes me want to go to Maine. So that's what we're hearing right now. They're probably not aimed right at us. In fact, shortwave schedule says the target is us. English. I guess it's just weak. I really haven't been to the West Coast, or not West Coast, East Coast. I haven't traveled a lot to the East Coast. Of course, the 7 megahertz band, 40 meters, is full of a lot of hams. This is like all ham radio people right here. Of course, you can hear all sorts of stuff here. Should you choose? There's a ton of ham activity. A lot of CW. I'm not so. This stuff used to scare me when I was a kid, because I had no idea what it was. It's just regular guys, just regular humans like you and me. Just now it's all computerized. Back then it wasn't. And then, of course, you have FT8. Really distorted FT8. There's a pirate on 6930. Probably can't hear it on mine. Is he in upper sideband? Yeah. It's there. You can barely see it. Let's try. What does he sound like on yours, Jacob? 6930. It's a little bit. It's definitely a lot stronger on your loop. Watch this. Did he just sign off? No. I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's definitely aliens. Outhouse rate, yeah, I did hear that. Not as strong on my SDR as it is on your Kiwi. He's there. It's there, it's just not as strong on my SDR. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why a loop outperforms a long wire. Perfect example. So, some of the cool things you can hear on shortwave, including this pirate. Let's see, where was I? I was in the 7 megahertz band. Let's go up to... whatever this one is. Probably a spur. See, WCCO causes a lot of problems. Let me mute that. It's really loud. This is all AM band spur right here that you can see.
Hath been evidently set forth.
But this is shortwave.
Among you. This only would I learn of you. Received ye the Spirit by the works of the law, or by the hearing of
7505.
faith? So
That is...
having begun in the Spirit, are you now made perfect by the flesh?
WRNO New Orleans. There you go. Hey, Lloyd. This guy is in your backyard here.
Disposition towards evil. Paul says,
WRNO.
in me, that is, in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. Only the indwelling Holy Spirit.
I mean, some of the pirates tell you where they're from, but not all of them.
Testimony is clearly the work of the Holy Spirit radiating through
WRNO.
us. It is only the Spirit that leads us into
7435. This is Radio Marti from Greenville, North Carolina. This guy jams Cuban stations, or it's Cuban propaganda. You guys suck with your better antennas and stuff. Not fair. Another Radio Marti on 7355. Nice. It's like that South Park gif. Nice.
Vinieron los Juegos Olímpicos en Inglaterra. Y por supuesto,
see, I thought that was AM spur, but it's not. These are actually shortwave stations. 7315. Who is 7315? Do I not have that? What language is that? Anybody good with languages? What is this?
والاجتماعية ومع ذلك لبرنامج جنوب السودان في أسبوع.
مستمعينا في كل
كل مكان أهلا ومرحبا بكم في برنامج جنوب السودان في الأسبوع. انتقدت نساء جنوب السودان يوم الأربعاء الرئيس الفكير ميرديكي بسبب إقالة وزيرة الدفاع أنجلينا تيج، وقالوا بانتهاك نسبة 35% الخاصة لهم باتفاقية السلام المنشط في عام 2018. واحتفل العالم يوم 8 مارس باليوم العالمي للمرأة اللي بيعتبر عالميا نقطة أساسية لحركة حقوق المرأة التي تسعى للفت الانتباه نحو قضايا المرأة. وشعار هذا العام تعزيز المساواة بين الجنسين من خلال التكنولوجيا المبتكرة. وفي حديث لذاته وتواجد خلال اليوم العالمي للمرأة بواو، قالت بعض النساء أن الرئيس كير انتهى في الاتفاق في إقالة الوزيرة وتعيين امرأة في نفس المنصب. وقالت فيونا الجنبي إحدى النساء أن المرسوم قلل من مشاركة المرأة على مستويات الحكم في البلاد. Concerning the degree which was done by His Excellency, we as women, we are not very well.
Government blocks access to Radio Tamaju's website. Oh, the Sudan government is blocking access to this
we don't know this what happened, what is the reason, but for us we are not happy of that.
You don't want people listening in on Arabic music
قالت إن النساء ما زالن بحاجة إلى المشاركة بالحكومة الانتقالية على المستوى القومي والولائي. وأعرضت عن سعادتها بمناسبة اليوم العالمي للمرأة، وطلبت بدعم المرأة وتمكينها اقتصاديا من خلال المشاريع الثقيلة وكمان حمايتها من اليوم العالمي للمرأة. ومطلوبين حاجات كثيرة لازم يكون مرأة في ارتكاب القرار.
I think this is what I said it was, Radio Tamaju's. So it's just outside of Borges, France.
قالت البريزيدنت أن المرأة يمكنها أيضا أن تفعل كل ما يفعله الرجال ويجب أن تمنح لها فرصا متساوية.
I've never done this before. I've never used a Kiwi over in Europe to figure out what a shortwave station is. 7315. I'm doing stuff that I haven't normally done. God, listen to that's loud. Yeah, you can hear the echo. This is France. We just got a new station, I think. Let me check my logs. I have heard France before. Yeah, that's brand new shortwave log right there. Confirmed by a local Kiwi that's relatively local. Awesome sauce. At least we're getting some new logs tonight. They may not be on AM, but they're on shortwave.
About promote gender equality.
I should write that down. I will forget.
So here, my wife would say, I've seen a lot of gender-based violence.
By the way, this is my grandbaby.
Innovation technology here referred to, we have only one mobile phone in South Sudan, and I wish by celebrating and recognizing this year, we could think around how we can have mobile phones in other parts of the country, so that we're able to support the GBV survivors.
It's a new log on shortwave. Well, I feel somewhat accomplished. At least I didn't get busted on, or a bust on this stream. Yeah, that pirate is playing, it was playing some kind of bluesy music. Here's CHU again from Canada, a little bit weaker on this frequency. They broadcast primarily in upper sideband. Again, this is from Ottawa. Yeah, I like Radio Romania, too. I've heard that station a couple times. See, there's not much above up here in the
West. We had good production from our band, and we haven't really had that in a couple games, so we gotta get those.
Oh, it's WCCO again. I hate WCCO being right in my backyard. All right. So, I mean, a lot of spurs up here, spurious signals. Come on. One thing I hate about SDR Uno, it has trouble centering on frequencies. There. Whew. Alright, we're getting... I didn't realize the time, guys. It's almost 10 o'clock Central. So let's get back down to the AM band. Let's get off of this. We'll save the other part of shortwave for another night. I wasn't paying attention. I was having so much fun looking at shortwave.
A recent single from Natalie Merchant
11650.
Davis, performer.
I'll check that before I go down. Oh, there it is. Very weak signal down there. Up there. Out of gas, goddamn. Alright, I'm gonna go back down to AM.
Up there with some achy joints, your dog's got issues.
Okay,
maybe
guys,
your dog needs
so once
some
again, the
nutrition.
frequency of the week you
Maybe
saw
your
is
dog will be
560
around a while
and
longer.
1570. So send your logs to Lloyd. You know the business, you know the drill.
That means that mortgage rates will rise.
You know what to do. Thanks for joining me. I didn't see the results of the poll. Maybe we'll see it when I close out of this tonight, but it looks like 64% of you want me to stay on Saturday nights. I don't know how scientific that poll is, but let me know if you guys want to do Friday, because I can do Friday. It doesn't bother me one iota. I will mold to whatever you guys want me to do. And once this video is over publishing, let me know in the comments whether you want Friday or Saturday. Friday or Saturday.
If you're watching on Rumble, hit the follow. If you're watching on YouTube, hit subscribe. If you're on Facebook, like, do all those things.
Not exactly the best frequencies of the week for me, because I just have WIND and a local KDIZ, but
follow us there, follow us on all our other channels. But
yeah,
again,
it doesn't matter to me which night, as long as I'm not busy. And sometimes I do get busy on the weekends, especially the closer we get to summer. But thanks for joining me, guys. We had a success. We had a new log on shortwave, at least. A cool France log. That's awesome. But thanks for joining me. Have a good night. Good DX 73s. Thank you, guys. I gotta get out of here.
Driving down the road at night, I'm alone with thoughts in my head. I know I'm somewhere in the old Southwest, that it comforts me a beacon of red. I see the red light flashing ahead, sending signals to the stars above. Sound of voices from far away. Oh, I never could hear my love. I listen to the radio. Oh, I listen to the radio. Oh, I listen to the radio.